Oh, Olga, I'm so happy that we have stolen this egg of Og and the terrace bulbul scimitar.
Me too, my love.
Hmm.
I'm really delighted to spend this evening with you, just as I am delighted to spend this evening with all of you out there.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, we are part of Throwback, a new virtual reading series based around the history of American television.
Yes, and we must thank the Vortex for giving us lots of space on their intertubes to share what we are doing with everyone.
Having spoken to a great... Oh, I am doing your accent.
It's addictive.
It's addictive, yes. Having spoken to a great friend and mentor recently, I decided to let the child in me take control.
I would like to thank everyone involved this first week, and so would my friend Egghead here. We are looking forward to this week and many, many, many more weeks in the future.
A typically beautiful day in Gotham City, but the return of a dastardly duo and their deadly dragoons bodes darkening clouds.
Let me help you across the street, ma'am.
Oh, why, thank you, Sonny.
What is it?
Hey, Rusky!
Look out, ma'am!
Oh, I can't believe my eyes, Sonny. That looks like a band of Cossacks.
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Olga, wait for me! Wait for me, Olga!
Oh, I do believe that's Egghead, the notorious arch criminal. But why is he riding that burro?
What are the Cossacks doing in Gotham City?
Good questions indeed, and the ominous answers are not far away. At the Gotham City Museum.
Hey, Rusky!
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Oh, is nothing going on, my little Piroski. Nothing to worry your head about.
Come back here, you! You can't do this!
Is there silver scimitar of Taras Bulbul, never to be pulled out except by the rightful heir to the throne of the Besrovian Cossacks, by me, Queen Olga, legitimate ruler of Besrovian Cossacks.
You'll never get away with this, you scoundrel!
This is a museum. Quiet, please. Olga, you can at least give me a horse. I can't keep up with you. I'm exhausted.
Only Besrovian Cossacks are riding horses, darling. All others are riding burros.
All right. As long as you remember our bargain.
I am remembering, darling. Silver scimitar for me, golden egg for you. Imperial Queen is ready, is done. I, Olga, am possessor of the silver scimitar of Taras Bulbul.
And I, Egghead, am possessor of the solid gold egg. Now let's get out of here fast before the Gotham City cops arrive.
Oh, do not worry about the cops, darling. My Cossacks are making cops burgers from them if they Bodinsky.
Fine, but let's get out of here anyway.
The egg of Og and the Bulbar scimitar. We'll get on it at once.
The bulbul scimitar? The egg of Og?
That's right, Chief O'Hara. A frightening theft from the Gotham City Museum. And what makes it even more frightening is who perpetrated it. From all descriptions, apparently Olga Egghead and that band of Basovarian Cossacks.
Begorra! I thought Egghead was behind bars, and the Bessarovians had been sent back to Bessarovia.
Bessarovia didn't want the Bessarovians, and Egghead's out on a legal technicality. There's only one person who can help us. Batman. Oh, but I can hardly bring myself to call him again.
Want me to call him?
Oh, no. Wait. Just give me a moment to summon my strength and courage. For if ever strength and courage were needed in Gotham City, Chief O'Hara, it's needed now.
Gosh, Bruce, that Genghis Khan was quite a guy. In the 13th century, he and his Mongol armies almost conquered Europe.
Yes, Dick, the Mongols are fierce warriors. Even today, you can find pockets of them scattered throughout Asia.
Whoa.
I'll get it, sir.
Thank you.
One moment, Commissioner. Excuse me, sir, but I believe Commissioner Gordon wishes to speak with you about certain pockets of criminal activity here in Gotham City.
Thank you, Alfred. Yes, Commissioner. The Bulbul Scimitar and the Egg of Og, I see. We'll be right down. To the bat holes! There's no doubt it was Egghead, Olga, and the Cossacks.
None.
And galloping through the streets they were, too. My department's had a dozen calls reporting a band of horsemen on the loose again.
Holy Tartars!
Unholy Tartars, Robin. Stealing scimitars and golden eggs from the museum is one thing. When the average citizen on the street is in peril, something must be done, and quickly.
Like rounding the interlopers up and shipping them out.
That's just it. Nobody wants them.
Still, they have no diplomatic immunity from the laws of this city, this state, and this country.
Gosh, no. And Egghead doesn't either.
He's a very stupid man, compounding all his felonies.
Women like Olga have been the downfall of far wiser men than Egghead, Commissioner. No, I think the invasion was just the beginning of a new nefarious plan of pilfer and plunder, involving, no doubt, more egg targets of some kind.
We'll make a list of every egg target left in Gotham City, Batman.
But while the dynamic duo are organizing their defenses...
Hey, Roske!
Osman Esport, Osman, Inspot.
Must they make so much noise, Olga? I can't hear myself think.
It's victory celebration, Ekski. Cossack without victory dance is like egg without salt.
Well, that hits me where I live. Well, let them dance. There'll be bigger victories than this, and soon. Exquisite victories.
You have plans, Ekshi?
Big plans, Olga, big plans. The Scimitar of Taurus Bulbul and the Golden Egg of Og are only the beginning of a series of dastardly plans that would leave Gotham City begging for mercy.
Mercy? Ha! My Cossacks are not giving of mercy.
Of course not, you lovely, evil woman. Not a drop of mercy.
Ah, darling, you are heartless, careless man. I liking you more and more.
I you, Olga, and I you. Our meeting was destiny, and after we're married, Olga...
Ah! Hold horses, Ekski. I have told you before, no marriage without dowry.
Why do you think I'm planning all these crimes for us, Olga? All the loot will be your dowry, and then we can be properly married.
I must have big dowry. Dowry fit for a queen.
And you will, Olga, you will. Yes, the series of crimes I am planning will net you the largest dowry in history.
What is next crime?
We are heisting a certain vault full of dehydrated roe.
Roe? As in boat?
No, roe as in fish egg, and fish egg as in caviar, and caviar as in a special cold storage vault in Gotham City Bank. Yes, a shipment of 500 pounds of it as a gift from the Tsar of Samarkand to the gift of Gotham City. It's worth $200 an ounce.
You're sure you won't have lunch with me, Daddy?
I only wish I could, darling, but Gotham City is in too much danger now for the police commissioner to take time for a leisurely lunch, as much as I'd like to.
Danger?
Incredible as it sounds, there is a band of Bessarabian Cossacks loose in Gotham City.
You mean again? They're back? That's incredible.
Yeah, but true, sad to say. If the dynamic duo weren't helping us, I don't know what I'd do. This is just between you and me, of course, now. I don't want it to spread, or there might be panic in the streets.
Of course, Daddy. I only wish there was something I could do to help.
Well, there is something you can do. You can help by going straight home and staying out of trouble.
Okay, I'll go straight home. But this is no time for me to be staying out of trouble or off the streets. Right, Charlie? However, I will change clothes before I go out again. Come on, keep me company. But you mustn't tell anyone what you see.
As Barbara Gordon makes her astonishing change into Batgirl and heads out on her own to prevent panic in the streets, the Caped Crusaders are not idle.
The Low Hung Company, makers of egg drop soup. The Cane's Candy Company, manufacturers of chocolate Easter eggs. Well, that's the last of them, Robin. We've alerted every company in Gotham City that's even remotely connected with eggs.
You think Olga and Egghead might be planning some crime that's not connected with eggs, Batman?
I doubt it, Robin. Like all criminals, Egghead follows a particular, predictable pattern. Although we know the pattern, we don't know the particular crime.
Another thing we don't know is what part Olga and her Cossacks will play.
Quite true, Robin. And I've been racking my brains trying to... Wait a minute. What country is located next to Bessarabia?
Samarkand, I think.
Correct. And both countries lie quite close to the Black Sea. What do you know about the Black Sea, Robin?
Well, it's famous for its sturgeon, its caviar. Caviar!
Right. Caviar, fish eggs. And the King of Samarkand recently sent a gift of 500 pounds of dehydrated royal caviar to Gotham City.
Well, what's Gotham City gonna do with 500 pounds of dehydrated caviar?
No one could decide, so it's being stored in a specially cooled vault at the Gotham National Bank, and it's worth $200 an ounce, so...
So?
Let's go!
Now that we've moved most of our cash to our upstate branch, I feel much better. And with Egghead in town, no bank is safe. What's that?
Roski!
Do not draw a revolver, little Smirtsky, or I am having Ossip bash you to bitniks. Ossip, remove revolver from little Smirtsky. You are head man here? Yes, and you might as well turn right around and go back where you came from. There's no money in the vault. But we will make little look-see anyway, no? Ha! Go ahead. We shipped all of our money upstate. Perhaps we are not coming for money. There's nothing else in there. Perhaps you are forgetting your caviar. Oh, good heavens. The caviar. Old Cossack saying, do not make ha before eggs are safe. Inside, snatch the caviar and then fast goodbye.
Oh!
Egghead!
What did you expect, Batman? Where are Olga and the Cossacks? Eggs Spain.
Oh, but you're late. They've already left. My caviar!
I told that woman to slow down. I'll never catch up with her.
Shoot him! He's in league with that Cossack gang!
No, don't shoot! Please!
At least Batgirl's found a one-man panic in the streets.
Oh, protect me, Batgirl. That monster is going to shoot me.
Not so brave when your henchmen aren't around, are you, Egghead?
Oh, I never claimed to be brave. I'm clever and crafty, but I'm a complete coward. You won't let him shoot me.
Well, that depends. Where are the Cossacks you've been running around with?
They've gone, Batgirl. They left before I came.
Left for where, Egghead?
I don't know.
No?
Well, they didn't mention their destination, but you see, they speak Besserovian, and I don't speak the language.
Well, perhaps there are some other languages you do know, Egghead. The language spoken by that guard's gun, for instance.
Oh, no. Oh, please, you can't ask me to rat on my friends.
Oh, yes, I can, and you better start ratting fast.
You expect me, a respected arch criminal, to think on my friends like a common stool pigeon?
Of course.
All right, I'll do it.
Let's go.
Oh, but it may take some time, you see. My burrow is kind of slow, and...
Oh, forget your burrow. Get on the back of my Batgirl cycle and show me where your hideout is.
On that thing? But I might be extinguished.
All right, then. Stay here. But I won't be responsible for any stray bullets that just might happen your way.
No, wait for me. 2 blocks down and to the left.
Oh, Batman! Oh, thank heaven you're here. Oh, the royal caviar has been stolen by that mad Bassarovian queen and her henchmen.
I was afraid we might be too late. Where's Egghead?
He arrived just after they left. We were about to shoot him. Arrest him. When Batgirl drove up and convinced him to take him to his hideaway.
Cossacks!
Exactly, Robin. Batgirl is a match for any gang of ordinary hoodlums. But for a wild band of Besserovian Cossacks, even her extraordinary abilities might not be enough. Let's go, Robin. We have to find that hideout before she does.
Oh, they went down that street and to the left, Batman.
Thank you.
Well, this is it, Batgirl.
We're going in there, Egghead, and no funny business.
You can trust me, Batgirl.
I'd sooner trust a snake with fangs at both ends. Mush now.
Here we are, Batgirl. The hideout is through that door.
Good. Then open the door and announce me, Egghead. And no tricks.
Tricks? Oh, Batgirl, how could you suspect me of trying to trick you? Olga, my dear, we have a visitor. Batgirl.
What's that? Very funny. What is this joking, Eggski?
Olga, my little bride-to-be. She was here not 2 seconds ago. I brought her here so that we can ambush her.
The ambush is on the other foot now, Egghead.
You tricked me!
Choskaya!
There it is, Batman!
Yes, Robin, it's fortunate that the turbo engine on her cycle emits a radioactive spark plug so that we were able to track her with our Bat Geiger counter. We move carefully, Robin, so that we're able to take them by surprise. Now it's your turn to face the music, Olga.
Very sad we meet at funeral.
Your funeral, Batman.
I believe you overestimate your undertaking abilities, Egghead.
My Cossacks, hack them to shashliks.
Give him one for me, Batman.
Eggski, after them now.
But I might be hurt, Olga.
Oh, what? Come with me, my little mouse-nick. Grab her.
Ah!
Now, drowning her in caviar. Da-da-da. Drowning her in caviar.
Help, Batman! I'm drowning, and I'm also freezing.
That girl is being frozen in that caviar. There she is.
Oh, thank you, Batman. They almost turned me into a human hors d'oeuvre. What a chilling way to die.
Holy cold creeps! Leave it to crooks like them to think of a trick like this.
Yes, that's to be expected, Robin. The concept of decency is alien to the criminal mind.
And that, to me, they've escaped.
Perhaps crime fighting is better left to the men, Batgirl? Perhaps not, but this isn't exactly women's work.
But I'm no ordinary woman, Batman.
Agreed.
At least we recovered the dehydrated royal caviar.
It's lucky you had me surround that building once more, Batman. Olga and Egghead ran right into the paddy wagon again. Only this time they didn't want to.
Forewarned is forearmed, Chief O'Hara.
That's true, Batman. And I'm sure they won't find caviar on the menu at Gotham State Prison.
Probably not, but they will get a well-balanced diet thanks to Warden Crichton's emphasis on proper nutrition.
What is it, Barbara?
I just saw the strangest looking car outside. It was sort of greenish gold and had what looked like whiskers on its front fenders.
A car with whiskers? Sounds like Catwoman's kitty car to me, Batman.
Well, Catwoman was driving it, and if I'm not mistaken, the arch criminal, the Joker, was a passenger in it.
Holy, here we go again, Batman.
I'm afraid you're right, old chum. If Catwoman and Joker joined forces, it sounds like there's trouble right here in Gotham City.
And how right he is! Trouble in a green Frankway! Trouble in a car with whiskers! More trouble than the Caped Crusaders have ever known! Coming up on our next episode!
Why don't you get Gilligan to help us with this well?
Gilligan help? Professor, you've been out in the sun too long.
Well, all he'd have to do is dig. He can't do anything wrong if he's just digging.
Yeah? All right. Let's find out. Gilligan!
No, nothing pretentious, Gilligan. You understand me now. A simple, flowing 15-room mansion. Right, lovey? I mean, we'll have 4 baths, you understand? And we'll have the servant quarters. We'll be over there.
Gilligan!
Oh, that's the skipper. I gotta run.
No, you'll do nothing of the sort. You see, we're planning the Howell Hills estate.
Well, and you don't want him to get in trouble with the skipper, do you?
Lovey, we're no longer on shipboard. To see you now, this is exactly the way I want the little estate built. You see, first...
Gilligan!
I gotta go. Later.
Stand your ground, Gilligan.
If I do, I'll be buried in it. Let the boy go.
He is no longer a boy, Lovey. He is a man.
Gilligan!
I'm a boy.
Skipper, you're interrupting a business conference. And besides, you're standing in the powder room.
Powder room? Business conference. Gilligan, will you get over here and start digging?
Aye, aye, sir.
Come back here, Gilligan.
Get going, Gilligan.
Come back here, Gilligan.
Get going.
Come back here.
I gave him an order.
And I gave him a job.
I wish I were twins.
Maybe we should toss a coin.
Coin?
A bill?
Ah, bill, yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm having enough trouble running this island without a mutiny.
Well, who told you that you're running the island?
I am the skipper.
At sea, you're the skipper. On land, I'm the chairman of the board.
Professor, will you tell these people who's in charge of this island?
Well, actually, no one is.
No one?
No one? Good heavens, this is anarchy.
It is not. I am in command.
No, I am running this island.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea! Why don't we vote? You know, like an election.
An election?
An election? That's wonderful. Yes, I'll spend millions on my campaign.
Well, that's unfair.
You're right. Instead, I'll just buy the votes. Let me see.
And I know that this is going to be a good, clean, hard-fought battle right down to the wire.
That's right, Professor. There's no room for dirty politics on this island.
I think we can always make a little room for something like that, Professor?
Just one thing at that. Let's get this election over with as soon as possible so that we can get back to work on the well.
That's fine with me, Professor. I'm ready for the election anytime now.
Wait a minute, Captain. Where are you coming out of your smoke-filled hut and really face the issues, huh?
What issues, Mr. Howell?
Well, I'm sure you'd like to know what my learned opponent thinks. For example, of slum clearance, of tidal oil driving, of free school lunches.
But, Mr. Howell, we don't
I would like to meet him in face-to-face debate on public transportation, coconut conservation, and high-rise dwellings.
Now, see here, Mr. Howell.
Now, wait a minute. You're going to have to face up to the issues, Captain, and you better give them some thought.
In the first place, who's going to ask a lot of stupid questions like that?
Why, Mrs. Howell, of course. And I beg of you, dear friends, do not place one more burden on the fragile shoulders of our dear galleon's captain, who lies sleepless in his bed at night and sleepless.
Ridden with guilt.
Oh, yes, thank you, lovely. Ridden with guilt about the shipwreck, which was his fault. Ridden with guilt about the loss of the transmitter, which was his fault. Filled with shame about his lack of qualities of leadership, which was his mother's fault. What this island needs is a president like me. One who's brave, true, loyal, devoted, and faithful. And above all, modest.
And I say to you, don't change leaders in mid-ocean. Elect me first president, the man who's first at sea, on land, and first father of your island.
That was great, Skipper.
Oh, you really think so, Gilligan?
Yeah. Only, can we vote for George Washington?
George Washington?
Isn't that who you were talking about?
No, Gilligan, I was talking about me. Why should people vote for me?
I don't know.
Well, think.
I got it. Because you're the skipper and you'll threaten them.
No, that won't work.
Works with me.
But you're different.
Am I?
Well, certainly. You're my crew. I can threaten you. I've got to woo the voters.
You don't woo me. I'd rather be threatened.
Not you, Gilligan. The girls. Ginger, are you home?
Hello, Skipper.
Lovely flowers for a lovely lady.
Oh, gee, they're lovely. Those are the flowers the professor said were poisonous.
Poisonous? What? Poisonous?
Shame on you.
Oh, what did I do?
Trying to buy my vote.
Well, I did nothing of the kind, Marianne. It's perfectly proper for a presidential candidate to want to hire a secretary.
At $50,000 a year?
Well, good secretaries are hard to find.
I'm not even a good secretary, Mr. Howell. As a matter of fact, I'm not even a secretary. I'm only a clerk.
A clerk? Oh, a clerk. In that case, make it $100,000. Group insurance? Fringe benefits? I am not going to insult your intelligence by trying to bribe you.
Gee, Mr. Howell, I don't see what one thing has to do with the other.
Are you suggesting that perhaps you could be bribed?
Everyone says I have an open mind.
Ginger, off this island, I'm a very wealthy and important man. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of buying Hollywood.
Hollywood?
Yes, don't you think you ought to have a star on your dressing room door?
Oh, gee, Mr. Howell. I mean, Mr. President. Gilligan. Hello.
Who are you talking to?
You.
Me.
You're the only one here, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm just me.
I know.
But you've never been so friendly to me before.
There's a first time for everything, isn't there?
I must be dreaming.
Pinch yourself and see.
Yeah. Ow! No, I'm here. And I just remembered. I'm campaigning. Vote for Skipper.
Gilligan.
Yeah.
Come here. Come closer, Gilligan. Gilligan, would you do me an extra special favor? Vote for Howell.
Don't change skippers. Hey, Gilligan, get me the paint can.
Yes, sir.
Gilligan, you can't just walk on the water.
No, Skipper, I'm walking on this board, see?
Oh, well, the board ends there, so don't step out there.
No, sir.
Oh, go!
Gilligan, my boy, have you ever thought of yourself?
Have I ever thought what about myself?
What I mean is, what do you want to be in life?
Oh, sure. Sometimes I lie awake at night and I think, if I try hard and obey the skipper's orders, maybe someday I'll be junior petty officer.
Gilligan, how would you like to be Secretary of the Navy?
Secretary of the Navy? You've got to be kidding. I don't even know how to tie a knot.
Oh, you're just being modest.
No, I'm not. Look.
Well, I mean, whoever heard of the Secretary of the Navy tying his own knots? I'll assign some able-bodied seamen to perform such menial chores for you.
Where are we going to find an able-bodied seaman?
Well, here comes one now.
Gilligan, why are you talking to Howell?
I'm sorry, Skipper.
Don't be afraid, Gilligan. In a few hours, he'll be working for you.
What?
What I mean is, when I'm president, Gilligan is going to be Secretary of the Navy.
Secretary of the Navy? Gilligan is going to be Well, why aren't you laughing, Gilligan?
I was thinking how nice it would be to have someone tie my shoelaces.
Oh. All right, folks.
7 pieces of paper have been initialed by all 7 of us. These are official ballots. Now, think carefully before marking them, because what you write on your ballot counts. Now, who wants to vote first?
I do.
Women and children first. That's what I stand for.
See what I mean? Who wants a president who would let children vote?
I'll vote first, Professor.
Ginger, you're next.
Ah, A Star is Born.
What was that all about?
Inside joke.
Gilligan, I want you to get in there and vote. But before you do, I want you to think about all the things that I've done for you.
Aye, Captain.
Oh, wait a minute, Gilligan, on second thought, maybe you'd better not think about all the things.
Remember, once you pull that cord, no man can tell how you voted, Mr. Secretary.
All right, quiet down now, everybody. Oh, there you are, Professor. Okay.
Gilligan, you're shivering. I'll be all right in a minute.
All right. Now, the first ballot is for the skipper.
Yeah!
This will keep you warm, little buddy.
The second ballot is for Mr. Howell.
Yeah!
Mr. Secretary, onesie.
The third ballot is for the skipper, who now leads 2-1. And the fourth ballot is for Mr. Howell.
Oh, yippee! Isn't that exciting? Now it's 2-all.
The fifth ballot is for a write-in vote for Gilligan.
Let me see that.
Why, that's Lovey's handwriting.
Yes, it is. You know, I've decided that it was time you let someone else run everything.
Oh.
Then we could have that honeymoon that you'd always promised me.
Oh. Why, you romantic schemer, you. Later. Election.
The vote is tied 2-2.
And 1 for Gilligan.
Well, I hardly think it's necessary to mention that, Marianne.
Certainly, Marianne.
The sixth ballot is for Gilligan.
Gilligan is my man, too.
The vote still stands at 2 votes for the skipper and 2 votes for Mr. Howell.
And 2 write-in votes for Gilligan.
The deciding vote is missing.
Missing? Oh, yeah, I've got it right here.
What's the matter, Gilligan? Isn't our ballot box good enough for you?
I was afraid it might get wet.
That means that I win!
That means that I'm elected.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but you've both lost.
Well, that's impossible.
Well, then who is president?
Gilligan?
President Gilligan.
Oh.
Gilligan, what are you doing?
I was cleaning up the White House.
Give me that broom. Is this any sort of a job for the president to be doing?
I don't know. I've never been a president before. Look, Skipper, I didn't mean to win the election. Honest, I was on your side.
There's no need to apologize. I just came by here to offer my congratulations. Now, people have made their choice, and whether it is right or wrong, we're stuck with it.
Maybe we ought to count the votes again to make sure I won.
There's no need to do that either. Howell and I have counted them 4 times already.
Well, I sure felt awful about winning, especially when I wasn't even running.
The fact is, you did win, Gilligan, and that's why I'm here. I can hardly call myself a friend if I didn't give you a word of warning.
A word of warning? About what?
The power seekers. Men who will seek you out, call themselves friends. They'll flatter you. They'll fawn on you. These men are dangerous. All they want is a high position in your government. These men are not to be trusted, and you've got to guard against them.
Guard against them how?
Well, that's where I come in. You just leave it to me. That's part of my job as second in command. I can't tell you who these men are, but...
Hello there.
Here comes one of them now.
I just stopped by to offer you my heartiest congratulations on your rather shocking victory.
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise to me, too.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, it could have been worse.
If you're finished, Howell, the president and I are busy setting up a new administration.
That's exactly why I'm here.
That's exactly what I thought.
Oh, Mr. President, before I forget, here's a small but terribly expensive little token of my esteem.
A box of esteemed tokens. Thanks, Mr. Howell.
No. You see, they're solid gold cufflinks. You'll have to have your wrists pierced.
Mr. Howell, I don't know how to thank you.
That's what he's just about to tell you, Gilligan.
Well, I don't expect thanks. I came by to pay my respects and offer my humble service to whatever high office the president might designate.
Howell, I must admit, I'm surprised by your attitude.
The leader's wish is but my command.
Then here, you can start by cleaning up the White House. That ought to be humble enough.
Just exactly who do you think you are?
I'm the vice president.
The vice president? How did you get that job?
By getting here before you did.
Mr. Howell, do you want your cufflinks back?
Do you think I'm the kind of man who would take back a bribe, sir?
I'd like to give you something in return.
Well, I expect to get something in return, but what exactly do you have open?
Do you know how to make a good knot? Skipper, what kind of job can we give Mr. Howell?
We have the Secretary of Labor, the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State.
Yeah, you could be one of those secretaries. You know how to take shorthand typing?
No, you see, Mr. President, I think with my background, the ideal job for me would be Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
That's a very important position. Have you had any legal experience?
The government has convicted me 6 times on antitrust suits, and I've been investigated every year for income tax evasion.
That's good enough for me. How about you, Skipper?
Any man who can stay out of jail with that record, that's got to know something about the law.
Indeed I do. Now, the first thing on my agenda is to investigate a plot to overthrow the government.
What plot to overthrow the government?
The one I started after the election. Well, you see you at the inaugural luau, Mr. President.
It is my honor to introduce to you a man known to us all, a man respected for his courage, his dedication to duty, his leadership, a true giant among men, our president, Gilligan.
Yeah, Mr. President. Bravo, speech.
Ladies and gentlemen and honored guest, I accept the responsibility that you've given me.
Come on, everybody. Eat, please, while it's still hot, but... Oh, I'm sorry, Gilligan. I mean, Mr. President.
That's okay, folks. You go ahead and finish dinner. I just jotted down a few things I wanted to say, and it was right here a minute ago. Mr. Howell, excuse me, but that napkin, I think it's my speech.
Oh yes, it tastes a little inky.
First of all...
would you pass me that guava sauce?
Sure, Mr. Howell.
A shot of it, please.
There you are, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now,
would you pass this down, please? Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Tot. Here, Professor, here.
Thank you, Gilligan.
You're welcome. Now, down to the important business. As you all know, our water supply is getting short and we have to pitch in and build a well.
Oh, I wish I knew who cooked these little jellied sand dabs. Oh,
I did, Mrs. Howell. Do you like them?
Oh, they're delicious. Thurston, you must try them. You'd believe you are at Antoine's. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, you must try my jellied sand dabs.
Now, about the jellied sand, I mean, digging the well. Now, look, folks, if we all pitch in, I figure that we can dig the well in one day. Now.
This is the best meal I've had since I've lived on the island.
Thank you, Skipper.
I've got to take a walk.
Ginger, please give me that recipe when you get the chance.
Oh, I will, Marianne.
Digging the well should go. We have to have fresh water. Please, Mr. and Mrs. Howell. Ginger, Professor, as Secretary of Agriculture, I think it's necessary that you should find out where we should dig the well.
You rang, Mr. President?
Yeah, Mr. Howell. It's almost after 4 o'clock. Has anybody come to see me?
No, they haven't, Mr. President.
Maybe somebody stopped by while you were away from your desk.
I haven't left the oil drum all day, Mr. President.
What's my schedule for tomorrow?
Well, let me see. I'll check here where there's nothing this morning. But in the afternoon, you haven't anything.
What time is my cabinet meeting?
5 o'clock, but the vice president canceled it. He had a fishing date with the Chief Justice.
Where's the rest of my cabinet?
They're all swimming in the lagoon, all except for the Secretary of Health and Welfare.
Good. What's she doing?
Her hair.
Well, somebody's got to dig that well.
You're right, Mr. President. You're absolutely right.
Skipper, you got a minute?
Sure, Gilligan, come on in. That is, Mr. President.
Skipper, I need your help. I'm worried. I'm real worried about that well.
You look worried.
I do?
Sure do. And frankly, I've been worried about you.
You have?
Yes, but I don't want you to worry about that. You've enough to worry about without worrying about the way you look, which is terrible.
Really?
But Gilligan, never mind that. Take a look at this hut. Now, does this look like the office of a vice president?
No, Skipper, it doesn't.
It is beneath our dignity, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Right? Now, can you help me with all this junk?
Sure, Skipper, but about the well, Skipper, about the...
What seems to be the problem?
Skipper, our old water supply is running low and we gotta dig a new well quick.
That's not too heavy for you, is it?
No.
Just put this rope on there, and if you would step over in the corner here, we'll put it right down on that corner. That's it. There we go, Gilligan.
About the water situation, sir.
Oh, you're having a problem with the water?
Yeah, Skipper, same problem.
Wait a minute, Gilligan.
Yeah?
I got an idea.
Yeah?
I think I'll put my desk over here. Would you bring this back over and put it on this wall?
Whatever you want, Skipper, but we gotta make a decision about the well.
Now, Mr. President, have you made any decisions about the well?
Uh-huh.
And what are you going to do?
I'm gonna drop these boxes.
Ow!
And I'm gonna go see Chief Justice.
Oh, Gilligan!
About the well. I hate to disturb you, Chief Justice.
That's all right. Never too busy to talk to the president.
I want to ask your opinion about the well that we have to dig.
Oh, the well. Oh, well, I've been lying here and giving that a lot of consideration. Now, the similar case of Fletcher versus Bronson, you see, the municipal court order upheld the previous ruling and found for the defendant. And even after the case was appealed, the court refused to reverse the decision in spite of the new evidence. I've taken all of that into consideration.
What have you decided to do?
I've decided to give it a little more thought. Nighty-night.
Hi, I hate to barge in here like this, but I figure maybe you can help me. I went to see the vice president at first, but he was so busy fixing up his office that he couldn't help me, and I went to see the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, but he got lots of problems too. I mean, in the case of Fletcher and Bronson, and even have to appeal it, I got very complicated, so I was hoping that something you could do.
Let me see. There must be something I could do.
About the well. I'm gonna make this meeting as short as possible. I know we've all had a busy day.
Here.
Unless the well is finished, we're going to run out of drinking water.
That's very true, Mr. President. We certainly do need a well.
That's exactly my thinking, Skipper.
And we're behind you all the way, Mr.
You're-
President.
You're the best president we ever elected.
Thanks, Ginger.
I mean, even if I don't get a star on my dressing room door.
Oh, we're with you, sir.
Then how about helping me dig the well?
Oh, I can't help you, Mr. President. I'm in the midst of settling a strike.
What strike?
The Secretary of Health and Welfare won't help me in the kitchen anymore.
Well, I'm not on strike. I have my own work to do now. How can I wash the dishes and build a hospital at the same time.
Hospital? What for? We don't even have a doctor.
Well, but when the hospital's finished, I'm going to build a medical school.
Don't count on me, sir. I'm involved in a very serious judicial matter.
What are you working on now, Mr. Howell?
Your impeachment.
What? You're trying to impeach the president? On what grounds?
Well, he accepted a bribe from a sort of a power-mad favor seeker. That's what it is.
I never gave him a dime.
Well, I did. I gave him a pair of solid gold cufflinks.
That's a pretty serious charge, Mr. Howell. Do you have any witnesses?
Well, I certainly do. I happen to have 5 of them.
That's impossible. I was the only one in the room at the time that he took the bribe.
Aha! There you are. Thank you very much. I'm going to call you as a witness at the impeachment proceedings.
Why do you want to impeach a president that's doing such a good job for us?
Oh, nonsense. There's no water down there.
Mr. Howell, I've had it. You don't have to impeach me. I quit.
Quiet down now, folks. President Gilligan would like to say a few words.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for attending this cabinet meeting.
You're welcome.
Oh, we love to be here.
Delighted to be here.
And now that we've solved the water problem, I think we ought to get to work on our next project, a lookout tower.
Lookout tower? That's an excellent idea, Mr. President.
Oh, you mean a high-rise sort of thing?
Oh, that sounds marvelous. What is it?
If we build a real tall lookout tower, a ship or plane might spot us and we'd get rescued.
Excellent! Yeah. We could be rescued.
Good, wonderful, Gilligan.
I'm glad you all like the idea. I have the bamboo poles and vines right here, and we can begin construction right now. Mr. Howell.
Oh no, I have to go, Mr. President. A lot of cases on the docket. Supreme Court decisions can't wait, you know.
And I'm going to have to go take dictation from Mr. Howell, so...
Professor, do you think...
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I've got a scientific report to finish.
Marianne?
I think I'd better check the food supply.
Ginger, do you?
I gotta wash my hair, Gilligan.
Skipper, do you think?
Well, it's just the idea, Mr. President. You've done some wonderful things for the island, and everybody's behind you 100%.
I sure hope I can get reelected.
Oh, I'm sure you will be. Do a good job, Gilligan.
Now, we all...
From this tropic point aboard this tiny ship, the mate was a mighty sailor man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour.